Hi there, I'm Cody Waite with Waite Endurance here at Session 6 Sport Performance. I'm going to be demonstrating our core set number 3 in our Base Builder strength program. So with all our core sets, we have our anterior focus movement, we have our posterior focus movement, and we have our oblique or side lateral focus movement. So we have 3 movements. So today we're going to go through the Pilates 100 for the anterior side. We're going to go through a Palloff press for the obliques, and we're going to hit the posterior side with glute bridges. So we'll start with the Pilates 100. Now, this may not be the perfect by Pilates standard, because we don't do Pilates by the book here, but it's very close. I am assuming, and this is just kind of what I've been taught over the years, and it's a great movement. We'll basically be doing a hollow rock hold or a hollow hold with pulsating arms to count. So the position, you start seated, you're going to kind of lean back into sort of this reclined motion. What you want to avoid is any kind of rounding of the back. You want to still keep your chest high and a straight back. Keep your shoulder blades back and engaged. And then you're going to lift your heels up off the ground, legs straight. So now I'm kind of in this hollow rock or hollow hold position here. And we're just going to stay here. We're going to pulse our arms, our hands, nice and slow 100 times. So that's where the 100 comes. And you're just going to count. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and it becomes obviously more difficult the more you go. If you can't get through 100 all in one shot, especially the first few times you do this, break it into sets of 20 to get to 100 total. And then maybe eventually sets of 2 sets of 50, and then you can work your way up to 100. Oftentimes when I do these, I can do maybe 100 in a row the first time, but if I'm going to do 3 or 4 sets, I definitely struggle in those 3rd and 4th sets, and then I start breaking it up into 2 sets of 50, and then maybe the last one's like a set of 40, 40, 20, or something like that. So the idea is to get 100 pulses for each set of that Pilates 100, okay? Definitely a good move, very difficult. For the oblique side of things, we're going to stand up and we're going to do what's called a Palloff press. This is one of my favorites. You're going to need a rubber band attached to some sort of fixed object here to get this done. And you want the rubber band placed kind of basically around shoulder height. Then you're going to step laterally to the side here, grasp the band. You're going to kind of grasp it here right between your chest. Take an athletic stance. I'm just stepping away, getting some moderate tension in the band here in this starting position. Bent knees, that athletic stance. Now the movement comes when we extend out forward. What this does is it adds more tension to the band, and it's wanting to pull me to the side, but I'm resisting that motion, okay? If you need a little more tension, you can step away. If you need a little less, you can get closer, but find that sweet spot there. So you're gonna hold this athletic stance, and you're gonna go 1, 2. It's a nice, slow, controlled motion, and I'm just resisting the band wanting to pull me this way. And you'll really feel it in your oblique muscles. Resisting the twist. Resist the twist, as I like to say. So typically we'll get 10 or 12 reps here, and then we'll switch sides. Reset, get that moderate tension, athletic position, and I'm going to be punching out this way. Again, the band's wanting to pull me this way. I'm resisting that twist using my oblique muscles to do that. Great movement. Our 3rd movement for our posterior chain is going to be glute bridges. This is a pretty classic, well-known exercise here, so we'll show you a couple of different variations. The standard and kind of good one to start with, just laying down on your back. You're going to bring your heels up near your butt. Good little check is if you can just barely touch your heels with your fingers is a good place to be. Now I'm going to drive through my heels. I even kind of typically pick my toes up off the mat, and I'm going to just push through the heels, extending my hips and pushing through my glutes up to this kind of upside down plank position, or glute bridge position, then lower back down. That's 1. So it's good. It's a nice slow controlled movement, a good focused squeeze for a couple of seconds at the top, and then bringing it back down. Typically we'll do anywhere from 10 to 20 of these in a set. Now the next sort of advanced move is you could do these one-legged. A couple different ways you can do that. You can stack kind of into a figure 4 position and just drive through that left heel, bring it up. Another alternate advances have one leg out front. It's a little more challenging because you have a little more weight out there. Control. And then I've also seen it where you can even bring a knee in. Just slight variations of the same kind of concept. As you get stronger and those become kind of easier and easier, you can even add weight to that across your waistline here. You can do this any number of ways. You can use a dumbbell just placed right on kind of your pants line there. You can also use a barbell kind of rolled across. If you have two plates on each side, you can roll it across so the barbell rests right about on your pants line. You can use a weight plate. There's many different kind of variations, but we'll use the dumbbell in this instance. But it's the same exact principle. You're going to put this added weight here right about your right on your hips, kind of right at your pants line, and just kind of lightly hold it so it doesn't roll off. And then you're just going to do the same thing, but now I've got 20 pounds added to that glute bridge. So again, it's nice and slow and controlled. A little pause at the top, really squeeze those glutes. You're also going to be using your low back muscles in there, and even a little bit of hamstring as well. So it's a great posterior chain strengthener. All right, so that's core set number 3, and good luck, have fun.